Well, hello everybody. This is Dave from Universal Truth of Mankind. Here before you, you see the scan page of the next verse we're going to be reading, which is from Prologue. It's verse 6. I believe it's the final verse for the flower buds, in which we spoke about the um, souls that God has guaranteed us to bring forth our patriarchs. But here we go, verse 6, and it says, "And who sustains the world and causes the patriarchs to appear?" I think we kind of know that. It is the voices of the children who study the Torah. Now, what does the study of Torah mean? Now, when studying Torah, we're not talking about studying the commandments. We're not talking about studying the Talmud. We are talking about studying the general light that's behind the Torah. This is the way I liken it to help people understand what the general light is like. When we go down the street in the evening, we will see signs that are lit up from the back. Usually a milk glass with some kind of words on it that represents the business that is there. Now, you don't see the source of the light, you just see the impact of the light, the effects of the light. That is what we are talking about. There is a light, a general light, behind the written Torah, which is called Torah. Now, who studies this? We talked about the children. Now, you may be saying, well, what's a child? Are we talking about young people? We're talking about people who are young at heart. We're talking about people who are innocent. We're talking about people who are focused on the Creator and not on the world. They're the ones that facilitate and their call is heard by God. And then let's continue. "And the world saved from destruction for the sake of these children." So these children, the people who love the Torah, love the Creator, the world is spared. Otherwise, the world would be destroyed. There's no need for it. So not only is there a giver of the covenant, giver of the souls, a covenant, but there's recipients out there that are looking for it and want it. In defense to them, it is written, we will make you necklaces of gold. Now, what's a necklace of gold? Well, we know that gold represents purity, and necklace are the attributes of the Creator that we ingest within ourselves. So the Creator, in a sense, wears those people around their neck, wears those souls around the neck. I'm sorry, we're speaking spiritual, so I have to be very careful when we're talking about people. But again, this is all at spiritual level. This references to the children, boys and young men. That's kind of interesting. What about boys and young men? As is written, "And you shall make 2 cherubs of gold." All right, we see this in Exodus, where there are cherubs made on the mercy seat. And the mercy seat contains the 2 cherubs, and those 2 cherubs are put forth on it. Now, where does this reside? On the lid of the Ark of the Covenant. Where does this reside? Behind the curtain in the Holy of Holies of the I think that is akin to the tefillin that is on the head. It is where your third eye is. It's where we see God. It's where we pursue God at. Now, why is it male and not female? Well, the reason why is because it's the male that needs to grow. It's the male that needs to mature. It's the male that needs to grow and become godlike. The female, if we take a look at Genesis 3, it's the female did what she was supposed to do. People don't realize that. But the male did not do what he was supposed to do. But that's okay. Things are still going to turn out the way they're supposed to. Now on to the next slide. All right, we're going back to this. I did this last time, and I want to give a little bit more information of what we're actually looking at here. I did skip a few details that I feel are important for everyone to understand and to see. Take a good look at this, and again, it's got the two horizontal lines, so I will use them for a reference. We already spoke about the upper three. Now, the middle 6 is what I want to focus on at the moment here. Now, if you notice, it says Jacob, it says Israel. That green dot. Now, when we read in the book of Psalms, we read about green pastures. Well, that's the green pastures being spoken of. That's Israel. That's what's being spoken of. So, Israel, or I should say Jacob, his soul was Israel. His soul was the emanation of Israel into a physical being. And so he is the center of Israel. He is the example in which we are to follow in order to be like Israel. So if we study Jacob's life and what he went through, we will find a walk that we are to walk. We will see what we need to do. So that's Israel right there. And if you notice, there's a left and right balance. Verse 1 of the prologue, we talked about mercy. We talked about the judgment. And I want to show you on the top, you'll see on the right-hand side of there, you see a white dot. That white dot represents leniency. If you swing over to the left, you see it's a maroon, but it should be red. But, you still get the point. Represents judgment. Now, the two together is mercy. What does that mean? It means that judgment is not meant to destroy, but rather is to correct. And it also means that the leniency side is not meant to let you get away with anything you want, but rather to permit you opportunity to change yourself, to correct yourself. And then where they meet together in the green dot there, the green sephira, is the mercy. And that's why I said on verse 1 that I prefer using the word leniency and judgment and not mercy. Even though the word there is mercy, I feel it better exemplifies the state that we should be in and what we should be actually looking for. So this will make more sense for you as a result of this. So you got the left and the right. Left is judgment, right is leniency, the middle is the balance between the two. So Israel there is the balance between the upper and the lower, and a balance between the left and the right. And this is a state in which we are to work out at, and this is called Zer Anpin. If you have not watched the previous videos, please do so. This way this picture becomes clearer. Now at the very bottom you see souls. I'm not saying that that's where the souls reside. I put that there because that lower part of the tree is where the souls are born, like you and I. This is where our individuality is given. It's where we become us as individuals, and where we learn to experience life and to see the good and the bad in life. And this all helps us to, through judgment and leniency, to find the mercy in between and to find the path in which we are to go on. So take a good look at that, and I will be referring to this in the future. So get used to this, and at times I'll also be changing names around just to so we can emphasize what we're looking at. I wish everybody a great weekend. Shalom, shalom.